Dr. Jonathan Reed's story begins not with wealth or glory, but with obsession. A brilliant scientist turned alchemist, Reed devoted more than a decade of his life to an impossible dream to turn base metal into pure gold. What makes this story so compelling isn't just the transformation of metal, but the transformation of a man consumed by his ambition. His laboratory, buried in the dim basement of a Boston home, was less a place of science and more a shrine to failure and forgotten chemistry. The air hung heavy with burnt metal and lost dreams, a testament to his relentless pursuit of an ancient miracle. After years of sacrifice, his career, his comfort, even the love of his wife Sarah, Reed finally found success, not through complex formulas or mystical chance, but through sheer accident. A sudden, violent, electrical current struck a fragment of rare meteorite in his lab. From that chaos, he created a small, glowing device, unlike anything the world had ever seen. He called it the Conversion Orb. The orb wasn't just a piece of technology, it was a bridge between science and myth. When activated, it could transform any metal. It touched into flawless 24-karat gold in an instant. It hummed with quiet power, small enough to fit in his palm, yet capable of changing the fate of nations. What made the orb unique wasn't only its ability to perform the impossible, but its simplicity. There were no gears, no visible circuitry, just a polished sphere, pulsing faintly with light, as if alive. Jonathan didn't want to sell it or patent it. Instead, he wanted to use it once, for one grand purpose: to create a fortune vast enough to live like royalty for the rest of their lives. He and Sarah crafted a meticulous plan. Their target was a defunct, historic bank in New York, its main vault made entirely of old-world steel, the perfect material for the orb's conversion. The bank was scheduled for auction in 3 days. Inside it lay the perfect canvas for Jonathan's final masterpiece. But power always comes with limitation. The orb could only run for 60 seconds before burning out completely. That minute was both a blessing and a curse, just long enough to change everything, yet short enough to demand perfection. Their plan was straightforward. They would break into the abandoned bank under the cover of night, bypass the outdated security systems, and step inside the massive vault. Jonathan would activate the orb, transforming the steel structure into solid gold. At exactly 60 seconds, he would stop, withdraw, and flee before the orb expired. The vault, now a shimmering monolith worth over $500 million, would be theirs to quietly harvest for the rest of their lives. When the night came, the storm was their ally. Rain lashed the streets, thunder rolled through the sky, and lightning illuminated the decrepit facade of the old bank. Sarah and Jonathan slipped inside unnoticed. The air was cold, damp, and heavy with anticipation. The vault loomed ahead, a massive steel room that seemed to breathe history. Jonathan's hands trembled as he held the orb. "Ready, Sarah," he whispered, his eyes burning with wild ambition. She nodded, clutching the timer. 60 seconds. Be fast. Jonna, don't waste a moment. With a click, the orb came to life. A blinding golden light filled the vault. It roared like a storm trapped in a bottle, the energy surging through the steel walls. As Jonathan pressed the orb to the metal, the transformation began. The dull gray steel shimmered, then melted into liquid brilliance before solidifying again as pure gold. The sight was mesmerizing. The walls, the floor, the ceiling, everything around them turning to shimmering perfection. Sarah shouted the time. 40 seconds. The hum of the current grew deafening, but Jonathan was lost in ecstasy. Gold dripped like sunlight from every surface. It wasn't enough. Greed, the same force that had driven him to brilliance, now pushed him toward ruin. He saw one last untouched wall and thought, just a little more. Sarah's voice cut through the chaos, panicked. Now, 55 seconds. Stop, Jonathan. But he didn't hear her. He turned toward the massive vault door, pressing the orb against it. The metal screamed as it melted into gold. At 60 seconds, Sarah's final cry echoed. It's over. Get out. But in that instant, the true nature of the orb revealed itself. It didn't just convert the metal it touched, it converted everything conductive nearby. The surge overloaded the vault's electronic lock. A sharp metallic click echoed through the chamber. Then, silence. The heavy vault door, now a solid slab of gold, slammed shut with irreversible finality. The orb sputtered and died. The light extinguished. They were trapped inside. No windows, no air vents, only smooth, soundless gold walls. The air grew heavy. Panic replaced triumph. Tay screamed, pounded, clawed at the unyielding surface. But their cries were absorbed by the dense metal. The very treasure they had created had become their tomb. 3 days later, the bank was auctioned. The new owner, an art collector, was astonished to find the vault sealed completely, transformed into an unbreakable golden block. To him, it was art, a modern miracle, a statement of beauty and power. He named it the Golden Tomb and placed it on display as a symbol of ultimate, unreachable wealth. People came from around the world to marvel at it. They saw perfection, not knowing that inside it lay to people a brilliant scientist and the woman who loved him, suffocating in silence. Victims of one final greedy second. This story resonates far beyond its surface. It's more than a tale of science gone wrong or greed gone too far. It's a reflection of how human ambition, when left unchecked, can consume everything: love, morality, and even life itself. Jonathan Reed wasn't evil. He was brilliant, determined, and visionary. But brilliance without restraint is a weapon. His orb was the embodiment of that truth. A device capable of unimaginable creation, yet equally capable of total destruction. Its power was pure, but human desire corrupted it. The design of the Conversion Orb itself represents a perfect metaphor. Sleek, simple, elegant, the beauty of innovation masking the danger within. Its 60-second limit mirrors the fleeting nature of opportunity. In that short time, everything could change. Fortune could rise, or life could end. The orb's function, transmuting common steel into gold, mirrors humanity's endless chase to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, often at any cost. The performance of the orb was flawless in execution, but fatal in consequence. It did exactly what it was built to do. No more, no less. It was not the failure of science, but the failure of human judgment that caused tragedy. Reed's greatest flaw was not his experiment. It was his inability to stop. Each second after 55 was a step deeper into ruin. The moral emerges not as a lesson in chemistry, but in character. The true measure of intelligence is not what you can create, but knowing when to stop creating. Sarah's role in the story amplifies the emotional weight. She wasn't a scientist. She was a believer. Her love anchored Jonathan's obsession, but her warnings went unheard. Her final moments, screaming for him to stop, represent the eternal conflict between ambition and wisdom. The silence that followed was the price of his defiance. What makes this story unforgettable is its haunting irony. The very object designed to create wealth became the instrument of death. The vault, once a symbol of security and storage, became a golden coffin. The phrase, "the Golden Tomb," stands as both literal and symbolic truth. Inside lay not just the bodies of two dreamers, but the remains of human greed itself, frozen forever in luxury they could never enjoy. Even in the modern age, Jonathan Reed's story serves as a warning to innovators, dreamers, and creators. Progress is powerful, but without discipline, it devours its master. Knowledge without control becomes self-destruction. Every great invention walks a line between creation and catastrophe. The orb crossed that line in 60 seconds. And just as the world admired the gleaming golden vault, we too often admire success without understanding its cost. In the end, the tragedy of Dr. Jonathan Reed isn't that he failed to make gold. It asked that he succeeded too well. He proved that human genius can conquer matter, but never the greed that hides in the heart.